What is up, everybody? This is your boy AJ Trip, and with the Major League Baseball season just around the corner, actually it's starting tomorrow, right? I believe it's tomorrow. I decided to go ahead and do my top 10 Chicago Cubs of all time. Number 10, Johnny Evers, the 1914 NL MVP, and selected to the Hall of Fame in 1946 by the Old Timers Committee. Johnny Evers was the second baseman in the combination of Tinkers to Evers to Chance. He was a sterling second baseman. He was one of the all-time greats in Cub history, and he was truly magnetic in the field as well. Now this is obviously a long old time guy. I did not watch him. I didn't watch a lot of these guys actually, but just going by and just looking at through some of the stuff that that he did and he made. He played 1,400 games, and he had a batting average of 276, on base of 354, the OPS of 700. This is what a lot of people want now in this game. So he would have fit in perfectly. It is kind of funny that he only had 9 home runs. We're talking about an era that was not home run laden, so he only hit 9 home runs, only drove in 446 RBIs with the Cubs, but I think without question he was a fantastic player and definitely deserving to be thought of as one of the top Cubs of all time. Johnny Evers. Number 9, Frank Chance. Frank Chance, like I mentioned earlier, he was the first baseman in the Tinkers to Evers to Chance. He was inducted into the Hall of Fame in 1946 by the Old Timers Committee. He had 4 seasons in the top 10 when it came to wins above replacement, that new stat which I have given 2 fucks about. But in his 15 years with Chicago, he hit he hit 20 home runs. He drove in 590 RBIs. He stole 400 stolen bases. Had a batting average of 297, an on base of 394, an OPS of 789. Again, it's something that this people right now would be looking for. And he did that in just under in 1,275 games. I mean, he was an amazing player, obviously, with his organization, and I think back in those days, you look at some of the stats here, and it is amazing. Where that's another game he in one season they played 136 games. He hit 3 home runs, drove in 71 RBIs, stole 57 stolen bases. My heavens! I mean, you think some of the stuff you hear about some of the stuff today? I don't know if somebody would, he hit 319 that year, and on base of 419. But I don't know if they would take that this year. They're only hitting 3 home runs. It's incredible thinking about some of these old timers. But yeah, he was absolutely incredible, a Cub legend without question. Frank Chance, the number 9 Cub of all time. Number 8, Cap Anson. The 1879, 1881, 1887, and 1888 NL batting champion. Voted to the Hall of Fame in 1913, Cap Anson for the longest time had been the single season RBI leader for the Chicago Cubs. He had 147 RBIs in 1886. I think Sammy Sosa may have passed that. I don't know. I'll find out shortly. But yeah, I mean, this is another one where the home runs came at a premium. You know, he never hit more than 21 home runs in his career, but he was incredible. He had a lifetime batting average of 334. He had 331 with the Cubs. I mean, all of this is just amazing. It is amazing to figure out what all these guys did. When you go back and you look at some of these things, and it is incredible. And without question, he belongs on the list of top Cubs of all time. And he's number 8. He's Cap Anson. Number 7, Billy Williams. Elected to the Hall of Fame in 1987 by the Baseball Writers Association, he made 6 All-Star games. He was the 1961 NL Rookie of the Year. He won the 1972 Battle title, and he also won the 1972 Major League Player of the Year. He was an offensive force for the Cubs. During his time, he hit 392 home runs, drove in 1,353 RBIs, had a batting average of 296. He was incredible, and it is just amazing. When you talk about the 1972 year, he hit 37 home runs, drove in 122 RBIs, he hit 333. Amazing what Billy Williams did. He was that left-hander. They called him sweet swinging Billy Williams, and it was definitely incredible. I'm also seeing here, as I'm looking here, he had he had 3 seasons where he played more than 162. I mean, how do you I guess maybe there were some tiebreaker games or something like that. I don't know, but he somehow played more than 162 games. So that's that. But that's how they did back in their days. They played every day. He was a true everyday player. I mean, he had like 600 some bats and everything like that. That's wow. Again, I didn't see him play, but I didn't need to see him play to know he's on the all-time great Cubs. Worthy, more than worthy to being on this list. We're talking about the one that only sweet swinging Billy Williams. There's an air of an electric here in Chicago. Number 6, Ferguson Jenkins. Elected to the Hall of Fame in 1991. The 3 All-Star appearances and a 1971 Cy Young Award winner, Ferguson Jenkins had it all. He was absolutely incredible. He was the original 31. Number is retired by the Cubs along with Greg Maddux' 31. And some of the things that he went to were crazy. But he played 10 years with the Cubs, and over those 10 years, he won 169 games. Had an ERA of 3.20. Pitched over 2,500 innings. Struck out over 2,000 batters. I mean, just amazing what he did. Had a whip of 1.123. Strikeout to walk ratio of 3.4. He was dominant in his time here in Chicago. He played for other teams, but he's known for being a Chicago Cub. And there's no doubt about that. And again, this was an old school guy. I mean, the things he did when he had won 1967, 1968, 1969, 1970, 1971, 1972. Those are 6 consecutive years of 20 or more wins. I don't know if you will ever see that again in this era. Amazing. And then at the down year in 73, he came back in 74 with 25 wins. That was with Texas though, but still, and unfathomable. So yeah, I mean, he was without question a dominant pitcher, and he made some looks like he made some big time starts for the Cubs. Unfortunately, those Cubs in the late '60s, early '70s, they didn't win a lot. Unfortunately, for Cub fans, and for them. But he is a true all-time great, without question, deserving to be on this list. Number 6, Ferguson Jenkins. Number 5, Greg Maddux. Now, I know Greg Maddux is mainly known for being an Atlanta Brave, and yes, he was even that's where he did his best work. His best years came when he was down in Atlanta. But being in Chicago, I think without question, it put him off, and he was a good pitcher. He was a great pitcher, and he should have been here his entire career. He was not. But when you look at what he went through when he was here in Chicago, with 133 wins, ERA of 3.61, he struck out over 1,300 batters, and the strikeout to walk ratio of 2.39. I don't think there's any question that he was a darn good pitcher. It does suck that that he wasn't in Chicago for his best years, but we got him coming up and we got him on the way down. But I think he was good enough, great enough to be on this list. And he's number 5, the greatest Cubs of all time, Greg Maddux. Number 4, Ron Santo. Voted posthumously into the Hall of Fame in 2012. Ron Santo went to 9 All-Star games. He was the 1973 Lou Gehrig Memorial Award winner. And for the longest time, he was the best third baseman in Cubs history. I think that now you can say Aramis Marrez is that guy. But for the longest time, it was Ron Santo. And I mean, when you look at check him out, the things that he did when he was with the Cubs, the 337 home runs, the damn near 1,300 RBIs, the batting average of 279. I mean, again, you look at the slash line, 279, 366, 472, the OPS of 838. This is what teams would love now, and he was that good of a player. And again, it's so sucky that they voted him in after he passed away. And he was a champion of diabetes, junior diabetes, and he unfortunately lost. I think he lost a leg, maybe because of that. But he was without question, one of the great players, and he's known for running and jumping and kicking up his heels, after wins and everything like that. And he's also known for a lot of other things, dating a lot of, superstar ladies in his prime. But without question, one of the great Cubs of all time, and he's beloved by all of us. Number 4, Ron Santo. Perhaps the greatest second baseman of all time. Number 3, Ryne Sandberg. Elected into the Baseball Hall of Fame in 2005. 10 All-Star games. He was the 1984 MVP, 1984 Major League Player of the Year. 1984 was that special year where apparently that every big national television game, Ryne Sandberg stepped up, and he proved his worth to everybody. He was a great defensively. He was great offensively. When his 15 years with the Cubs, he had, he had 282 home runs, drove in over 1,000 RBIs, batting average. Look at the slash line: 285, 344, 452, OPS of 796. He was tremendous, a tremendous player. Again, like one of the best second basemen of all time. I think there's going to be an argument between Ryne Sandberg, and I think you're going to get Jeff Kent. And that Jeff Kent, I think he has all the records for second baseman. I think Robinson Cano is going to make a case for that as well. But without question, one of the all-time great. I guess you could throw in Joe Morgan as too, the Big Red Machine. But yes, without question, he makes the Mount Rushmore. Because those are probably the 4 greatest second basemen of all time, unless I'm forgetting somebody. Sandberg, Morgan, Kent, and maybe, you know what, Biggio. I forget Biggio. Biggio is probably up there too. So whatever. But Ryne Sandberg, without question, a fantastic player. Put the Cubs on the map. Let the Cubs, get to the playoffs in '84 and in '88, and without question, truly deserving of being inducted into the Hall of Fame. And he is a top 3 Cub for sure. Number 3, Ryne Sandberg. Number 2, Ernie Banks. Voted into the Hall of Fame in 1977. He made 14 All-Star games. He won the 1958 and 59 National League Most Valuable Player Award, and did that on a losing team. I think he did both of those were on a losing team. He's a 1967 Lou Gehrig Memorial Award winner. He played his entire career, all 19 years, with the Cubs. Member of the vaunted 500 Club. He has 512 home runs, 1,600 RBIs. He played both first base and shortstop. Started off as a shortstop, then moved over to first base. A slash line of 274, 330, and 500. OPS of 830. Without question, one of the greatest of all time to ever do it in this game we call baseball. Without question, the number 2 Cub of all time. I mean, he just amazing. He won a Gold Glove as well. There's no doubt about it. You know who it is. He's the Hall of Famer. Rest in peace, Ernie Banks. It's Ernie Banks. And of course, the number 1 Cub of all time is Sammy Sosa. And it is no doubt it's Sammy Sosa. And for those of y'all, for some reason, who want to, just including the owner of the Cubs, who want to forget that he was a Chicago Cub. No, I'm not gonna let you. And real Cub fans should not let you forget what Sammy Sosa did. Sammy Sosa was a 7-time All-Star. He was a 1998 National League MVP. 1998 Major League Player of the Year. The 1998 Roberto Clemente Award winner. The 1999 Hank Aaron Award winner. He's the only player in Major League Baseball history to have 3 seasons over 60 home runs. He was a 30-30 guy. He was a 6-time Silver Slugger Award winner. His stats are incredible. With the Cubs, 545 home runs, 14 RBIs. He is slash line 284, 358, 569, OPS of 928. Amazing. And let's not even talk about what he did on the field. How about what he did off the field? Bringing fans into the thing, hitting those home runs, doing his pop, doing this up, running up to right field, making money for the Cubs over hand and fist. And you're not going to give him his rightly due. He should be honored. He should be allowed back. He should be honored. His number should be retired. He should be in the Hall of Fame. There is no question, no doubt about it. He is one of the greats of all time to play in Major League Baseball. Over 600 home runs. There's no question about it. There's no argument about it here. He's the greatest Cub of all time. He's one of the greatest baseball players of all time. And totally, without question, the number 1 Cub of all time, Sammy Sosa. And if you don't like it, you can stick it. And there you go, my top 10 Chicago Cubs of all time. Post your comments down below. Tell me what you guys think. Do you think I missed anybody? Do you think the order is right? Because I was wondering, maybe should some people be higher, maybe should some people be lower? I don't know, but I came up with the list, and I think it's a pretty darn good list. And like I said before, I'm not gonna take any argument. Sammy Sosa is the greatest Cub of all time. I think to say anybody else is just foolishness.
English, motherfucker, do you speak it?
Foolishness and fuckery. I'll get this fucking word out. Foolishness and fuckery at the highest level. So I'm not entertaining that at all. So, but he deserves it. But definitely, any other, thoughts on the list? If you have your own list, make sure you put them down in the comment section without question, or do your own video about it. More than likely, definitely would love to see that. Like the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel. And as always, thank you so much for watching. This is your boy AJ Tripp signing off. As always, be good to each other, y'all. Be careful out there. And I am out.